Okay, we are going live.
May I be co-host?
Wait. Let's not go live.
It's already gone, and I got my
Okay.
computer.
Uh,
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Good evening. Welcome to Leaders Worldwide Online Toastmasters Club. I am Isaac, the Sergeant at Arms. And we do have some guests, but the club mission, we provide a positive and learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Integrity, respect, service, and I always do forget that last part, but anyway, welcome. And now it is my time to introduce our president, Tala bin Hamid. Tala, you have the podium.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sergeant at Arms. It's an honor and a privilege to open this meeting. Welcome to this momentous meeting of Leaders Worldwide. And through the magic of international time zones, guess what? It's already 4th of July where I am. So it's my pleasure and privilege to wish all of you and everyone a happy Independence Day. Accept it in advance so that you can plan your celebrations later. So we have quite a few guests today, and let's start with, okay, we have a, oh my God,
I'm sorry. Yeah, my last name is Bonacori. I'm here filling in for Rosalind.
Yeah.
She's almost
right.
on the call, but I mean, I could tell you about myself that I'm from Northern California and I belong to Mare Island Toastmasters in Vallejo. I've been in Toastmasters for about 5 years, and it's always fun to visit a club.
All right, lovely to have you. And we could tell you were filling in for Rosalind. You sounded quite a bit like her. So,
Oh, really?
lovely to have you. Next, we have, okay, today it's quite a challenge for me actually. Momodu Mane, is that correct? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, that is correct. I am Momodu Mane from the
Thanks.
Gambia, West Africa.
All right, please introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, I am Momodu Mane from the Gambia, West Africa.
All right, great to have you. Next, we have Jim Doyle. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Jim Doyle. I was invited by Cynthia to attend your meeting. I'm a member of Gold Achiever Toastmasters and Andiche Toastmasters. I'm a past District 57 governor for 1995-1996, DTM, and I've been a member of Toastmasters for 35 years. And this is the first time I've been to your club, so I wanted to just listen, and I thank Cynthia for inviting me tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Once again, honored to have you, sir, and privileged that you could join us today. And we also have one of our past international directors, DTM Greg Scott. So for those of you who don't know, please introduce yourself, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you for the invite to be here, to be part of your officers' installation of this meeting. I've been a Toastmaster over 36 years now. I was a District 12 governor in Southern California. That was San Bernardino, Riverside, and East LA counties. And that was the first year our district was President's Distinguished. That year we were number 3 internationally back then. So it was quite a fun year and a great time with all of our members we had there. I received a presidential citation in 2002 at San Antonio, Texas. And I've been helping clubs and districts for many, many years. I keep trying to give back. I am a committee member of one of the international boards, working with our international president and those folks. And it's been a lot of fun moving up here to becoming part of District 57 and trying to support them and work with them. So it's a lot of fun to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, privileged to have you. Now it's my turn. I believe we are through with the guest introductions, and yeah. So now it's time to welcome our Toastmaster of the day, someone who, like almost everyone at Leaders Worldwide, is slightly magical and an inspiring speaker whenever she speaks. Please put your hands together for our Toastmaster of the day, Dr. Nadine James. Over to you, Madam TMOD.
Thank you, Talha. What an excellent introduction. Thank you so much. Good evening, good night, good day, wherever you're from. Good morning, Talha. So I would just like to introduce our theme of the day. It's celebrating joy, freedom, elevation, and full discovery. Our timer for today is past district director, distinguished Toastmaster, Carolyn J. Douglas. Carolyn.
Thank you and welcome everyone. My role today is to serve as the timer and timing our various roles, such as the speakers, the evaluators, the impromptu speakers. It's really important because as you journey through life, you'll be invited to give speeches here and there, and we'd like to be able to be within time. So we're going to be looking at your timing, and I'm going to share with you now what the timing looks like. For our prepared speeches, they are 5 to 7 minutes in duration. At 5 minutes, which is the minimum amount of time that speech should be given, I will show the green. At 6 minutes, I will show the yellow. At 7 minutes, I will show the red, and you will have a total of 30 seconds to wrap it all up, and you will still be within your timing. Would you like for me to go through the full timing for all of the speeches or stop here?
Well, Carolyn, I would like you to go through the timing for Greg Scott, because his time is actually 6 to 8 minutes.
All right, well, thank you for clarifying. For Greg, speaking 6 to 7 minutes. At 6 minutes, I will show you, Greg, the green. At 7 minutes, I will show you the yellow. At 8 minutes, I will show the red, and you have 30 seconds to wrap it up. There you are.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. Thank you. And now I'm going to introduce you to our past international director, distinguished Toastmaster, Greg Scott. Greg will be presiding over this meeting tonight, and he is, as I said before, our past international director. He'll be giving a 6 to 8 minute speech. The speech is entitled 10 Things You Should Know. Greg, our presenter, has been a Toastmaster for over 36 years. He has served on the International Board of Directors in the 1998 to 2000 term. He was your 1994 to 1995 District 12 governor when the district achieved its first President's Distinguished Recognition for placing number 3 internationally and first in the United States and Canada. Wow. He received a presidential citation in 2002. His favorite quote is, "Toastmasters is my mental vitamin." Please welcome our past international director, distinguished Toastmaster, Greg Scott.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and thank you. I couldn't have done that introduction any better. Beautifully, and fellow Toastmasters and officers. 10 things you might want to know. I mean, I like to go back to basics when we talk about Toastmasters. I always refer back to the basics. And every year in the club, each club I belong to, I give this speech about 10 promises. It's the Toastmaster promise. It's the basic formation of a member's responsibility. We are not just volunteers in Toastmasters. We are students of communication and students of leadership. We take these journeys. And I think that when we have a guest, we want to demonstrate how effective we are in our learning, as well as being able to provide a meeting that shows to the guests what they can gain from Toastmasters. So the first step is getting them in the door. And then the second step, what's the second step to once they join? What's the second step? Oh, do we have to give them a mentor? What do we have to do this or that? Well, let's make sure they feel like that they belong. Let's make sure that they're not left out, that they truly belong. They're part of your Toastmasters family. So when we share these 10 promises, I want you to think along, and these could be used as table topics or a speech subject that you can give. But number one is attend club meetings regularly. Very rarely do I miss a meeting, unless I'm in the hospital. I even missed my own wedding to go to a Toastmasters meeting. That's how important it is. Just kidding. Michael Natero might have something further to say on that subject. Number two is prepare for all my projects to the best of my ability, basing them upon the Toastmasters educational program. We are into pathways. We are having a difficult time. There's a lot of clubs with zeros on the Distinguished Club program showing zero pathway accomplishment. What's going on? Why are we having such a time here? So we need to, as experienced Toastmasters, as officers, is to assist and help people to do that. Maybe have a committee of folks that are experienced to help your members with the pathways of registering and put that together. Number three is to prepare for and fulfill your meeting assignments. Well, do I need to prepare for being an odd counter? Pretty simple, isn't it? Isn't that something we give to a new Toastmaster? Listen for Oz. Well, I tried to share with the new member an odd counters form where they can put the names of members they're not familiar with. Or if you're a grammarian or a word master or the timer, I tried to provide my new members with forms that they can use and log right down on, and so they can help them with the reports to get used to it. That's one way of not only preparing for yourself, but helping the other members prepare with good habits. 4, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations. I believe they should be positive and supportive. I really do. That is one thing I took from Toastmasters to running the 4th largest fire department in the world. I started saying, in California, in my performance reports, we became positive and supportive. We weren't negative and hammering. That's all you heard was the bad things you did. No, we complimented on the strengths you had and made you feel like part of it. And when we identified a challenged area, we say together, we're going to work on this together. We're going to help each other through this, and you're going to improve. And that's the same thing, because remember, we are students learning this. And so I think that's a critical part of the promise, to help the club maintain a positive, friendly environment for all the members to learn and grow. I don't need to comment on that. I'm sure your club did well this year, and you have that. From what I've experienced, I see camaraderie, I see a happy time, and even the theme of this meeting about enjoying and going up to the next level is a positive one that shares with us. 6, to serve my club as an officer when called to do so. Is that a challenge to fill all 7 positions? We have the same thing when called upon to be an area director, to step up into the district level. So many people find every excuse they can figure out not to do that. I've got too much time. I can't do that. I can't do that. I don't know about it. But when you hear a lot of mature Toastmasters talk about one of the best positions they ever did was an area director, visiting clubs, working with clubs. So step up to that leadership goal, whether at the club or the level. Say, yes, that's the half of the battle, and the best and the less of it was going to happen. Because you're not going to be alone. You're going to have plenty of mentors and plenty of past leaders that want to support you and help you out there. 7, to treat my fellow Toastmasters members, club members, and our guests with respect and courtesy. I'm not going to comment on that too much. You've already provided that to me, and I felt very welcome. And so does the other guests, as I can see that they're attending here, that you did that. And of course, at the pre-meeting before we took over the lectern and started the meeting, you were complimenting and sharing with each other and working together. So excellent. To bring guests to club meetings so they can benefit from the membership that the membership offers. Ralph Smedley, our founder, talked a lot about that. What kind of meeting, like I said, is the meeting fulfilling? Does it show that they were organized or something that's in it for them? And if there are guests, do we let them know that they don't have to ask or beg, but we're invited to join? And if you want to join, contact your vice president of membership or somebody's, give them a contact phone number so you can follow up immediately and help them out. I have an old saying, you too can do, that I tried to start in Southern California. I belong to 6 clubs, and every week I try to invite 2 guests to each of my clubs. Now, not every week they do show up, but I do go out there and invite, and I wear that Toastmasters pin that says, ask me about Toastmasters. So we are going to make the difference. If we want to get our clubs built up with membership, it's not Toastmasters International that's going to do it. It's you, the member, by inviting them. To adhere by the guidelines and rules of Toastmasters education and recognition program. I hate to say it, but some of these pathways are getting done pretty quick. Sometimes I wonder, are they really going through the proper steps? But I would say that the integrity part of our core values, we should live by that and honor that, especially in our educational programs. And then to act within the core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Those are guidelines that we should always remember as we go through our Toastmasters career and even outside. It's not a bad rule to have. And so when you look at all that, officers, I ask you to think about that. How often do we discuss the 10 promises, especially when filling out a new membership application and telling them how much it costs? Do we ever draw their attention on that membership application about the 10 promises and ask them to read it? Do we review the 10 promises with the club 2 or 3 times a year so they stay mission focused? So with that, I wish that this may be a reminder that you as a club officer have the opportunity to lead and motivate others with the 10 promises. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Greg, for that wonderful speech, and just remind us the steps that we should take to continue being that President's Distinguished Club. Thank you so much. Now we'll have a 5-minute break. Madam Timer.
Can we have the ceremony first?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
we skipped the ceremony.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, yes, we did. So DTM Scott, I'm turning it over to you again to preside over our ceremony.
Thank you, Madam President. Hey, you know what? We're all growing together. So it's you're doing a great job. And You're so gracious to us all, and I appreciate that, Dr. Nadine. I really appreciate that. Besides that smile, we're allowed to do what we want. With that smile, you've captured us all. It's one of a tenacious smile that keeps us going. So thank you for that too. I have an old saying, the first thing in the morning when I get up, I try to make my first thing of the day when I'm go out there, the first person I see them, I try to make them smile. You know what that does? That sets my day off into the right track. So anyway. So being a officer in the leadership journey is many different things we can learn. But one of the things that we see is our officers, like our district officers, they work long and hard hours, meetings and events and planning and schedules and starting clubs and contests and putting on district conferences and business meetings. They worked long and hard through all these. And they deserve a lot of recognition, and they're the ones that are recognizing us as members because that's who they're serving. We as officers, if you look at it in Toastmasters, we serve in what we call the reverse triangle. At the very top of the triangle is the member, and then next the club, then the area divisions and the districts, and then we get into the regions and the board of directors and Toastmaster staff and the international president. But everybody is supporting the member first, and that's what we have to do. So as club officers, I want to recognize your outgoing club officers for supporting your membership in this last 2022-2023 year. And so I would like to say thank you to Sergeant of Arms Isaac Ford, Treasurer Linda Patton. She's been a treasurer of a lot of things lately. Distinguished Toastmaster Linda Patton, Distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Michael Petricola, Vice President of Education and Membership and PR, Distinguished Toastmaster Cynthia Stout, and your President's past District Director and a Distinguished Toastmaster Van Heyman. Thank you all for the service leadership and giving over the year and making this club stronger for what you led it and put it together. You deserve a hand from our members. We appreciate you. And so let's go off mute and let's give them all a big thank you as I have the power, instead of me from Toastmasters International, to say, job well done. You're all done. Step down.
Woohoo!
So again, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We can't say that enough because you folks kept the club strong, focused, and kept the members learning in the right way. And of course, I know that the members were very supportive of you as doing that together. Next, it's my pleasure to install the incoming officers. And I'm going to try to make this meaningful, but I don't want to take up a lot of your time, and so we're doing that. And so first of all, I want to install the Sergeant of Arms, who is going to be Alex Balish, is it? I'm sorry.
It's Bailish. Bailish.
Okay, good. Put his picture on the speaker thing with me if you could. Fire, he is.
There I am.
That handsome dude. And so, Sergeant at Arms, you keep track of the club's physical property, such as banners, lecterns, timing devices, and other materials. You arrive early to prepare for the meeting and meeting place for the members, and stay late to show that the club's equipment is put away. You also make everybody feel welcome as they come in there into the meeting, as well as guests. If you have guests, report them to the president so the president is aware of the guests. If you have to obtain new space, but to keep the focus of the facility going. Sergeant also is it will display the materials and work with the speech contest, business meetings, and other things to keep things focused. So on Zoom, though, that could be a little bit different. Not everything counts. So Alex, with that in mind, do you accept being the Sergeant of Arms and to do your best job?
I do.
Thank you very much for stepping up. Well, can we have our immediate past club president on the screen sharing with us as we install the treasurer? I know somebody's working great magic there. Where's where is he here?
That Linda?
Tala.
Tell him. Tell her.
Yes, he's here.
Can we spotlight him?
Yeah, can we spotlight him by chance?
Yeah, I'm trying.
There he is. Hey,
There
there-
he is.
Hello,
hello, how are you, sir?
I'm fine.
You will be the club accountant. You manage the club's bank account, write checks as approved by the club executive committee, and depositing membership dues, payments, and other club revenues. You're also in charge of submitting the membership dues payments to world headquarters, accompanied by the names of the reviewing members, filing necessary tax documents, and keeping timely and accurate, up-to-date finance records. Also, they have the South register where people can pay too, so that's something to learn too. With that in mind there, Mr. Past District Governor, do you accept the responsibilities and challenges to serve with your leadership as the treasurer of this club?
I do.
Thank you so much. Thank you for stepping up. You just completed half of Toastmasters promise number 6. When asked to do so, step up. Thank you so much. All right, club secretary, let's go to, is Dr. Michael here? I didn't see him.
Michelle.
Michelle?
She's not here because
Michelle.
she's lacking internet access, so we can just
right,
install
well-
her without a picture.
That's fine. We'll, real quickly, the club secretary maintains the records, manages the club's files, handles the club correspondence, and takes the minutes of each club meeting, club and executive meetings. You are also in charge of the upcoming distribution of roster of the current and paid members and keeping the club officers list current in the Toastmasters International. I'm reading this. And you also are one of 2 voting delegates to the International Convention business meeting. You and the president have that responsibility. And if you cannot attend, you should work with the club to pass on either to the district director going to the conference to sign that over, or to another member who's going to attend. So your votes are counted at the Toastmasters International Convention at the business meeting on Friday mornings. So I know that Michelle will do that, and I accept that, okay, and she is now your club secretary. Thank you for stepping up. Okay, next is our Vice President of Public Relations, Dr. Nadine James. I know her. Where did she go? Have her step up in the spotlight. There she is. Oh, that's a gorgeous necklace too. Wow, I love it. All right. So as the Vice President of Public Relations, to promote the club to the local community and notify the news media of the club's existence and the benefits it provides. To promote the club, update the website, safeguard the Toastmasters brand identity. It is your job to notify the news media whenever you have something that is newsworthy. As Vice President of Public Relations, you will find yourself writing news releases, creating and distributing flyers, and maintaining the club's present on the website. Now, your club has its own methodology on how to advertise the PR. The PR may not only just be to the public finding out about your club, but it might be PR to your club members, knowing when the events are coming up and so forth, to notify them. So with that big smile on your face, do you accept all these responsibilities?
I do.
Oh, wonderful. I just love it. Thank you for stepping up. And I'm sure that you and the other members are going to be a very strong leadership team this year. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
All right, next is the Vice President of Membership. Well, I know her too. Every once in a while, she gives me a phone call. But as Vice President of Membership, you are to promote the club and manage the process of bringing in guests and transforming them into members. Now, I disagree with that statement. It says you're bring in guests. Well, how about the rest of us? Maybe this club should be a committee for the Vice President of Membership and lets us all bring in guests and to take care of that. By initiating contact with guests, helping them feel welcome and providing them with the information they need to join. You help maintain the constant influx of new people in your club. You also attentively motivator of membership levels, strategics, strategize, and the rest of the executive committee to how to overcome membership challenges in the future. Like I said in my speech, I think everybody should be part of this membership building because that's the only way we're going to bring in members. And so with that in mind, I think that the whole club should be a Vice President of Membership Committee. Anyway, with all that awesome responsibilities, Cynthia, do you accept the job as the Vice President of Membership for the next term of your club?
I sincerely do.
Oh, wonderful. I love it. I know you guys are just going to excel. And let me go on to the next one is the Vice President of Education. Cassandra, where are you? Can you be spotlighted? Where are you, Cassandra? Are you there? There she is. All right. All right. A double wave with a smile. I can't beat that.
Oh, yes.
As the Vice President of Education, you schedule member speeches, verify the completion of the projects, and serve as the resource for questions about the educational program, speech contest, and your club's mentor program. You are an important source of Toastmasters knowledge for the club members, and it is your job to become familiar with all aspects of the Toastmasters program, educational program. Now, one thing that I hope that this club considers doing, and before I get to is holding or conducting a monthly or at least twice or bi-monthly, a monthly or at least every 2 months, an officers meeting. I've been a Vice President of Education for 18 years straight now of Tenacious Talkers. And on our monthly meetings over the years, we cover and talk about each individual member. Where are they? Are they happy? Do they feel like they're filling in? Do they miss them? And so we have that checklist on our agenda to make sure that they feel like they belong and they're not forgotten. And we keep them focused. That's just a suggestion to consider. You may do that already. So, Cassandra, with all these awesome responsibilities of know-it-all in the educational program, and remember, there's mentors out there to help you, and you're going to have a committee working with you, right along with you. So I think it's great. Do you accept the responsibilities of the Vice President of Education for this next Toastmasters year?
I wholeheartedly do.
Oh, I love it. Leadership from the heart. I love that. That's great. Thank you so much, Cassandra.
And thank you.
You betcha. And let's start with our president. And can Rosemary be Sweeney? Where are you? There you are. All right. Hey, can you DIGIT being the president? Can you DIGIT being the new president?
You dig.
You dig it? All right.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Well, as the president, you are the overall manager of the club to keep things going in the right direction. And you have an immediate past president that you can call upon, and even the committees that you have formed to put together. But the idea is to make sure that the club understand there's a northbound train and we all have northbound tickets. We're all going the same direction. One of the things that's so important, and this club did a great job of it, the first thing they did was they read the mission of the Toastmasters Club. I thought that was wonderful. More clubs should do that. This is a mission. That's how a club can become distinguished, is be mission focused and to understand that. And so you have all the delegated partners there, the vice presidents and your club secretary, treasurer, and sergeant arms to do things, and your committee members, which we're going to talk about a little bit, to assist you. So you have the opportunity to use your leadership style. It may be different than other people. There's ways to get things done, just one way, but there's many different ways. And you can explore that and work with your folks to bind them in becoming what we call, we expect to be President's Distinguished Club. We expect to be that. And I think that the attitude and sharing that vision with your members and focusing on the Distinguished Club program and keeping them informed of how we're doing on that, and all these things that you do to motivate them will make this club continue, just like it did this last year, into a top-notch club internationally, especially with the membership. So with that in mind, Madam President, do you accept all this wonderful responsibility to lead this club to success, but remembering the member comes first?
Yes, I surely do.
Oh, I can DIGIT. So thank you so much for stepping up. I now, in the power invested in me in Toastmasters, I want to be the first to introduce your club leadership officers for the year of 2023-24. Your leaders. Just give them a big hand for stepping up. Wow.
Woo!
Yeah.
We have one more. We have a District 57 officer. It's not recognized by Toastmasters International, but it is recognized by District 57 and Leaders Worldwide, and that is our VP of Pathway,
Yes, I'm
D.
going to
Marie Shai King. Woohoo!
Yes, I was going to get into that, and also the Educational Committee and the President's Committee. So
Awesome.
you'll have that to go, but I thank you for the reminder. So, Marie Shai King, wow, all in red. I love red. I love it. It makes you, it just flows out. So, in the vice president of anything, we have responsibilities. Has our club kind of written out what our responsibilities are? So I would think vice president of Pathways would be educating new members, helping members that have challenges getting into the system to get through and log in their achievements to make sure that they're followed through base camp and then through Club Central to be properly put in there, and to work with the vice president of education on scheduling and let them know how people are doing. So I would imagine that unless you have a defined duty statement, that you can kind of make whatever you want to do to work with that and then provide it to the leadership team to see that they buy into it. So they understand and can support what your vision of doing that is to help our members out. So with all that great advice I just gave you, do you accept this responsibility to take on the Pathways learning journey for all these folks that you're serving?
I do.
Oh, wonderful. I can DIGIT again. Thank you so much for accepting that role, because that's something we need a lot of help on. Next, we're going to have the Educational Committee chaired by Cassandra, which is Carrie Kelly and Marie Sky King, right? Where are they at? So as a committee for the education, where can we go with this? Wow. One thing, like I mentioned, is how are all of our members doing in the educational program? Are they comfortable with Pathways? Are they enrolled in Pathways? Do they, as they come together Is there in there and exploring the different pathway levels? Do they understand what's going on there? This can be tied into the vice president of pathways and this educational team to really relate to each other so they can help you do that. I would say that future officers need training as vice president of education or president or secretary, the three that can put in the educational achievements and follow them through. Those three need to understand how to do that together. And maybe that's something that the committee can assist them in making sure the president and the vice president of education and the secretary have that available to them, especially with self-pay and all that. The educational program, though, like I said, was an area director in District 12 this year. And I filled in as an area director for area CG10, which is now C10, visiting clubs and so forth. And I kept challenging all these clubs. How come there's so many goose eggs in the pathways of the Distinguished Club program? What do we need to do to help you break through and start achieving these pathways? This is the educational program that we offer. And I'll tell you, it was interesting and a hard sell. But I know that when I look through the club rosters, there's people that are not yet enrolled in the pathways. And once they get started, you have their member come and give an icebreaker. Okay, great. They got over that hurdle, but what pathway are they going to assign that to? Can the committee help them understand, and along with the pathways chair, how to say, if I'm starting a pathway, I'm achieving that, and that's a good thing. It's my icebreaker is important, but I need to apply it to a pathway and help understand what direction I'm going to be going to learn my communication journey on pathways. So I think this is an invaluable service that you've recognized to your new members and even your old members of not only having a vice president of pathways, but an educational committee that can support them. The educational committee can also help develop agendas, help assign meeting roles, help with maybe go out a month ahead of time and ask people, are they available for these meetings, and start assigning roles. And so they can start focusing on achieving those pathways as well as supporting the meeting. So I think, thank you. And I understand that both of these people are area directors. Is that right? Wow. You guys are there all the way. So I think this is a great idea. This club should be recognized for the extra steps that you're taking to work together for the member. As Mike Storkey said, our past international president, remember the member. And as Neil Wilkinson, past international president, says, it's people building people. And that's what you're doing here. You got a good case for that. Next, it's my pleasure to talk about the President's Committee, Rosemary, and it has all distinguished Toastmasters on there, Cynthia Stout, and your immediate past president and immediate past district director. Wow, how'd you guys, I don't know, how'd you score that? You must have connections to get Carolyn to be on your committee as well as these other guys. So as a President's Committee, when you think about all the chores you need to do, first of all, go to TLI and learn, read the club leadership handbook will give you a good feel of all the things you need to do. And then how are you going to organize these people? What are all these folks going to be working for you? You may ask them, what's their best talents? What's the best talents each of these folks bring to you as president? And use their talents because they'll enjoy the job more. You may say, hey, can we meet as a committee? We have some challenges we need to address. And they bring the wisdom and the skill of helping you solve and find a way to overcome these challenges and present that. Or to brainstorm new ideas, things that may motivate the club members to even do the next level. Like recognition. What's some recognition we can do when people achieve things? How can we motivate them by recognizing them for their accomplishments? And so there's a number of good things that you as the president can use with these experienced Toastmasters to help provide that. So with all that in mind, I thank you, Rosemary, for having such a worthy and wisdom-bound bunch of folks as your committee. And so I ask the club to recognize your educational committee and your presence committee on all the good things that we're looking forward to. Let's give them a hand. Now, the last one I have is for the members. You are the members who are benefiting all through the year from the leadership and the work they're doing. So as members, can we also make a commitment to our club? To one, to bring in members, to two, to sign up for roles, to let the educational committee know what your goals are so they can assist scheduling you and doing that, to fill in the meeting assignments. So when we have guests, that they realize that this meeting is something that's going to offer them something worthwhile, and to let them know that they are invited to join and who to contact. So we as members have an obligation too to support the club, and especially our officers. And the most important thing, the officers don't usually get recognized. This is an opportunity for you, the members, to share feedback to your officers and to especially give them thanks for all the hard work. And this is my opportunity to say to this club, we had an awesome district director this year. She worked very hard and made things happen. And so I want to recognize immediate past district director, distinguished Toastmaster Carolyn Douglas, for serving from her heart and giving so much every day to our district. She was just an outstanding director, and you just know that she just loved sharing with us and loved supporting us. So Carolyn, let's give our immediate past district director thank you for a long year of hard work and commitment to us. Thank you so much.
Thank
Carolyn.
you. Thank you.
With all that said, I'm gonna take a drink of juice here so my throat relaxes, and I'm gonna shut up now. You're tired of hearing from me, and I return the control of this meeting back to your club Toastmasters of the night. Thank you for having me. Thank you for accepting me, and thank you for stepping up into leadership.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Greg Scott. What a wonderful, wonderful speech you gave, and directives and convening over our, I will say, changing of the guards. Thank you so much. Now we will take a 5-minute break. Madam Timer.
Got it.
Thank you so much, Greg. That was awesome.
Thank you, Greg, for taking the time.
Thank you all for stepping up to leadership. I wish you a successful year of learning and leading together as a team.
Great. And does anybody have a question for Greg as an international director, how these things work, or any questions come up for our new members or even our guests?
I didn't know we had table topics as part of the agenda.
Well, since you're part of the problem, Greg, I'm just kidding. I have no questions. No, but Cynthia, I am going to cut out. And the reason why I'm saying this to everybody is I am leaving this on because I don't know if I leave, if it's going to shut down the meeting, because I did it the last time.
Yeah, no, you good. Because I have the host.
Well, if it does, it's
No,
on
they can blame me.
It's on our former Sergeant at Arms, not our current Sergeant of Arms. But those of us on the East Coast would like to be able to be up for their 8-year-old daughter when she's up at 3 o'clock. So thank you so much for installing us, Greg, and it's nice to see everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye-bye, Alex. Thank
Bye.
you so much. And we didn't lose connection. So I guess we got it. Yay. Yay. It's been a Zoom day. Been tough.
So Greg, this is Dee Marie,
Yes,
the new VP of Pathways.
yes.
Based on what I heard you say, you have given me a clean slate that
Well,
I
no,
can
I'm
take
not-
and run with in terms of how I develop what happens in my journey of using Pathways and having the members understand what it is. I have already started on that path, as a matter of fact. I have
I
a
think-
5 to 7 minute speech that's entitled, It Starts at the Club Level. And that speech is designed to focus the attention on how important everything that happens in Toastmasters starts at the club level, including Pathways. And that is how I weave that into the conversation. Is that, I'm sorry, I just wanted your opinion on that.
I think that's a great start. I would say that as that position, if they do have an officers meeting, ask your president and vice president of education, your president, what are their goals? What do they see? Some of the things that they feel that they see strategically or planning ahead, or what are their goals in that area? I think that Pathways needs a lot of work still. I understand in 2024, they're going to make the program user friendly. So I'm waiting with anticipation to see how that will come across on the program. And so the main thing is that this district was the first one to accept Pathways. What a challenge that was. And so now, as we're working into it, I keep questioning myself as I go around to different clubs over the world, and I see from Distinguished Club Program the 10 goals, gold 1 through 6, not so healthy of numbers being achieved. Why is that? How come people aren't? I mean, we talk about it. We hear a lot about it. I even get a new kayak club when I'm an evaluator. I get emailed to me an evaluation form, and I follow through, and they give a pathway speech. In my home club, Tenacious Talkers, I have to fight like a devil to get people to do that. And I have to, in other clubs, as an area director or visiting club stations, I have to be creative as well to try to get them to take Pathways more focused and getting it done. I think, Dee Marie, I could have really used your help in visiting these clubs with trying to help people do that. So I think there's a lot of challenges here. And as I talk to a number of candidates for international director and for international officers, I'm asking them, why aren't we making this program user friendly? Obviously, I'm getting feedback from people, and you got two groups of people. One group is they started after Pathways, and that's all they know. And then you got a lot of people that were with the archaic program. What's the
Legacy.
thank
program.
you, the legacy program. And they liked that because they had a piece of paper, it's a manual. They had it to their evaluator. They got written notes back in it, and they had it with them, and it focused on body gestures or persuasive speaking or visual aids. One thing at a time. So it's a completely different mix. And so you got people from the past that did not like the change or they felt it's easier to do this. And they got the new folks trying to learn this. And so we struggle with the answer. And this is what I'm asking the board of directors, the people that were voting for at the convention. What can we do to serve the member? Because granted, we had the COVID-19 experience that made it tough. We lost a lot of clubs and members there. Now, when we sign up a new member and people try to get them enrolled in Pathways and explain it to them, a lot of members are having a hard time understanding how to explain it to the new member. I got two members of my club, Tenacious Talkers, that are showing me how to do Pathways. Now, I've been around for over 36 years, and here I've got two members that have been less than a year showing our members and how to do Pathways so we get it. And so we can learn from each other. no matter how old we
Absolutely.
are, how young we are. The point is, how do we sell the Pathways program to get see people to see the benefits for it? And how do we sell the members to say, we need to start inviting guests and at least 2 a week to our clubs, because we're going to lose X amount of members each year. We need to replace them. It's just the way it is.
And here at Leaders Worldwide, we've got it covered. We have people inviting people, and we have pathways up the yin yang. There's always a lineup to try to get a speech done. We have 4 speakers every meeting. So yeah, we're doing great.
Have you ever
And Dee Marie has an awesome speech about pathways, and she's going to be giving it at an officer makeup training too.
I think that's,
And she's going to be training the VP of pathways.
I think
Great.
that's great. And also, to share this with other clubs. I mean, in District
Yes.
57, to share with the trio that's in there, these ideas, because they're all valuable things.
Yeah.
So
We're
Yeah.
going to be putting on an exchange program too, Greg, which in the education department.
uh-huh.
So you'll be hearing more about that.
That'd be great. That's interesting. Good. Because I've been around for 36 years, but I'm a dinosaur. And computers and pathways are Greek to me. I'll tell you, I've got 2 level 4s so far, but I've had to really struggle. I heard a speech, I heard a joke one time in a speech that says, how many Toastmasters does it take to change a light bulb? And the answer is 1, and the other 9 are trying to figure out the pathways form and how to get it to them.
Okay,
Funny.
okay, hello. I love you, Greg, but this red has been up for some time, and
Oh, okay. I'm
since
sorry.
the Toastmaster's not claiming her meeting back, I, the timer, will claim the meeting back.
Very good. Very good. Point
All
well.
right.
Okay,
Great.
thank you,
Thank you so much.
Carolyn. All right. Okay, so our timer, our timer is Carolyn Douglas. And our next speaker, we had our first speaker already, which is DTM Greg Scott. And our next speaker will be Distinguished Toastmaster Linda Patton. Linda's speech title is Revitalize, Rebuild, Reinvent the Toastmasters Club Experience. Linda Patton is a leadership trainer and mentor. She joined Toastmasters in December of 2019. Since then, she has skyrocketed into speaking and leadership. After a year with 8 roles in District 57, she decided on only 1 role for 2023 to 2024 and was elected Club Growth Director for District 57, with a view of not only adding new clubs, but also revitalizing the existing clubs. She is definitely up for the challenge. She has been recognized with 4 Triple Crowns for OATM's Outstanding Achievement Toastmasters, and was awarded for her Distinguished Toastmasters in July of 2021. At the district level, she has been District Finance Manager and Administrative Manager, 4 times area and 1 time Division Director positions, as well as being awarded Toastmaster of the Year in 2021. At the club level, she has been Secretary, Treasurer, and President. She just completed her highly respected Sioux Talk for Connected Women of Influence. She lives in Columbus, Ohio with her husband. Please welcome Linda Patton. Revitalize, Rebuild, Reinvent the Toastmasters Experience Club. Linda Patton.
Thank you so very much, Greg. Thank you for inducting all of these fabulous officers. It's been a pleasure to work with you this year in Division G, and now getting to do bigger and better things. Why do I want to reinvent, rebuild, and revitalize the club experience? Isn't my job growing clubs? Isn't my job bringing on new clubs? Yeah. But if you bring on 5 new clubs, that's fantastic for a year, but not when you lose 42 clubs out the back door. That is not growth. And the title of my job is Club Growth Director. I think, as Greg stated so beautifully, it's up to us to really understand the club experience and to understand what really brings people into Toastmasters, what really gets them to continue and to be active and to be part of the leadership team, to be part of the speaking opportunity, whatever it might be. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you didn't have to, the day before the meeting, go scrounging up people to fill the roles for your meeting? Or that you didn't have to worry about whether, is there a link to Zoom that we can use for our meeting? Or did it fall apart? What happened? I don't know, but we fixed it. I have a strong belief that the clubs we have really are just sitting out there waiting for someone to tap them on the shoulder and to say, hey, you're a great Toastmasters club. What are you doing this week? I want to give the area directors, the division directors, as well as the club officers, a toolbox with all the things that they could possibly do to revitalize their club. As Greg said, many of them aren't speaking because they don't understand pathways. So we have this new role with the VP pathways, but you have to find somebody who knows about pathways and understands it in order to be able to take on that role. So we're doing some education for those wonderful folks so that they can revitalize the speaking and education portion of the meeting. I'm looking at things like, how about doing an upside down meeting? I think this would be great fun. We start with the thank you for being with us today, and don't forget to sign up for roles next week, and then take it backwards so that you actually do the evaluation before the speaker speaks. As the speaker, how do I incorporate that evaluation into my speech and make it brilliant? Moving backwards into the Heartmaster for heart to heart, doing that almost last. What would that look like? How about themed meetings? I remember one time we actually did a St. Patrick's Day, and I wore a green hat with a light on it. It was fun. It was different. I have a club who takes the word of the day, and as each person introduces themselves at the beginning of the meeting, they must use the word of the day in their introduction. These are the kinds of things that invigorate the club, that makes it a joy to come into the meeting because you never know what's going to happen. And that can be really fun. It can be exciting. It can be innovative, creative, and it brings the members back. It also brings your guests back because they see this club where everyone is participating. Everyone has a smile on their face and they're excited about what they're doing. They want to be part of that. Now, once they join, it's your responsibility as a club member to encourage that person, to give them a mentor, someone who they can follow through the program, who can explain to them, what are we doing at this portion of the program? I remember Ivan Meisner who founded the Business Network International, BNI. Very interesting man. And he was in Sweden and visiting a club in Sweden. And the gentleman who was taking him around started to translate for him. He said, that's okay. You don't need to translate. They're at this portion of the meeting and he's saying X, Y, Z. And the guy looked at him and he goes, how do you know that? Ivan said, I wrote the program. Everyone follows it exactly as it's written. Now, we're not quite that rigid, but with the agenda, you know exactly where you are at any point in time and what's happening. And for the guest, for someone, a member, to be able to say, we're here and this is what's happening now, brings that guest in and makes them a part of the Toastmasters Club experience. We lose new members more quickly than Carter loses pills. And the reason is we embrace them until they join. And then it's like, bye, have a nice life. Please make sure you come next week. We need to be with them at least through the first 6 months and helping them to understand the experience, how they fit into it, giving them role assignments that are easy, counter perhaps, timer. Carolyn just did such a fantastic job with timing. And have them sit next to an experienced person. The more you can get them involved quickly and easily, the more they're likely to stay, the more they're likely to go out and look for guests to bring into the club. Having some type of a contest is another way to bring in new members. There are so many creative, innovative ways to rebuild, reinvent, and revitalize our clubs. That's what I want to see this year. I'm working very closely with our PQD in developing these toolkits for the area directors, the division directors, and the clubs. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Linda, for wise words of wisdom. Thank you. Now I'm going to invite our timer, Carolyn, to wait. We're not having table topics, are we? Are we?
Yes, yes,
We are?
we are.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So, Carolyn, I'm going to invite you to explain the timing for our table topics.
The timing for the table topics is as follows. Impromptu speeches are 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, you will have qualified and I will show the green. At 1.5 minutes, I will show the yellow. And at 2 minutes, I will show the red, and you have 30 seconds to conclude or wrap up your speech. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Carolyn. Now I'm going to invite our table topics master, our current president, distinguished Toastmaster, Rosemary V. Sweeney, to explain, or sorry, to give us our table topics for this evening.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. This evening, our theme is celebrating joy, freedom, elevation, and full discovery. What a fitting theme, because in all of this, for us to achieve it, we are supposed to be working as a team and to ensure that everybody grows together. And I will be asking for a volunteer. I shall read a quote and I will then say something about what you should do. Read joy. The quote says, it is by Robert Louis Stevenson, find out where joy resides and give it a voice. Far beyond singing, we know when we are happy we sing. For to miss the joy is to miss all. My My first volunteer, can you kindly tell us what gives you joy? If I do not get a volunteer in a second, I will volunteer someone. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Let's go. What gives you joy? Sandra, you're muted.
What gives me joy? Well, I've just been thinking about that. You know, up on the skyline there, we have redwood trees, and the redwood trees are so wonderful. And when I go up to spend some time and walk in the redwoods, I feel joy. I do feel joy. They're just, the redwoods, those big trees, they just sort of hold me and help me. And I can think more easily. And it's just a real joy to be there.
That's so important to understand that the trees are the lungs of the earth. And when Sandra comes around, she feels that joy. So we are supposed to take care of our environment to create more joy. There may be more people like Sandra who just goes around certain trees and feel joy. Freedom. Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes. Who is our next volunteer? Second. Thank you, Dee Marie. I was just going to call someone else. Tell us what you understand by that. Freedom to make mistakes.
How dare you think that I am not someone who can handle the opportunity that's presented to me? I want you to know here and now, I understand what an opportunity is. I have the freedom to choose to accept it or not. I'm told that opportunity is what happens when preparation meets opportunity and it turns into luck. So for me, freedom is being able to make a choice and to decide, do I want to do this or not? What does freedom mean to you? Freedom could mean having the opportunity, as Sandra just said, to go for a walk in the park, outside. But freedom could also mean that you have an opportunity to come home and sit and listen to music and just do virtually nothing. But freedom could also mean that you have the opportunity to go to the polls and vote. There are elections held all over the country all the time. Are you going to exercise your freedom and your right? Freedom could also mean that you are going to become a member of Toastmasters and you are going to try out for the international speech contest. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost. But anyway, I had the freedom to choose. I chose, I spoke, and I didn't win. But that doesn't matter because I exercised my freedom. I ask you again, what does freedom mean to you? Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Yes, freedom gives you choices and you decide on that choice. And not making that choice, I think this you take away your right to try something. And our final quote is, your elevation may require your isolation. Your elevation may require your isolation. Do you think this is selfish? Next. We have someone who hasn't spoken. Okay, Cassandra, let's hear you.
There's a Bible verse that says, peace, be still. And sometimes you have to be still. You have to be quiet in order to gain access to that which you need to become quiet in order to receive that which you need. So sometime in the quietness, that which you receive, which you need, sometime in the chaos of all the noise, you can't hear what you need. But once you get quiet in the still of the darkness, you receive your answer. So sometimes we need to stand back and get quiet and receive the nourishment in which we feed our soul and receive the answer. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you
Back
for
to you.
pointing. Thank you for reminding us that sometimes we have to stand back away from all the chaos in order to receive and feed our soul. Okay, I have another in. Okay. I am going to call on someone. Toastmaster Jim, will you be available?
Yeah, this is Toastmaster Jim. I can do the next one.
Okay, then. Thank you so much. I'm going to say those words. I know you can get through this. Can you expand on these words to encourage someone? I know you can get through this.
Yeah, Madam Tabletop Toastmasters and guests, I had a notice from the Department of Motor Vehicles that I had to get a, to get the real ID, I had to call up the city that I was born in and get a birth certificate and have them send it. And I did it express and I got that. And then I was all worried about passing a written driver's test. So I did all this studying, and I said, I think I'm ready. And then I got so nervous, the lady said, oh no, you just have to show your paperwork. You don't have to take the written driver's test because I think when you're 70 and older, you have to do it, but I'm in my 60s. So I was all prepared to take this test, and I didn't realize that I didn't have to take this written test, but I prepared just in case I needed to take it. I studied for a test, and at least I'm prepared, but I might have to wait 10 years to take the test. So I studied like 10 years in advance, and I didn't have to take it this year. But so when I take it in 10 years, then I'll be ready to pass my written driver's test, and hopefully that'll work, and we'll see how things go. But overall, I think you just have to be prepared like the Boy Scouts. And if you're prepared, and if you don't have to take the test, you know that much more information, and you can help other people that have to take the test. So that's what I'm doing. I'm helping other people that have to take the written test to prepare for their test. Thank you very much, Madam Tabletop Master.
Thank you, Jim Doyle. Yes, the Scouts motto is be prepared. BP Baden Powell. Be prepared. And so that's very good. You're going to have 10 years of practice. So when that day reach, you're just going to ace it. And our next table topic speaker would be Judith. 1 minute,
Yes.
Let me get my question, Judith. In all what we said about our theme this evening, celebrating joy, freedom, elevation, and full discovery, what inspires you?
Madam Table Topic Master and fellow Toastmasters. What inspires me is seeing many young people out there who are willing to fight for freedom. Freedom to be able to read all the books you like to read. freedom to work hard and achieve your goals. We are, in my estimation, we are having a little difficulties in this country as far as freedoms are concerned. And I am very concerned about this myself, of looking at what is going on in our political system and what's happening with the school boards around the country. And I am trying to be inspired by all those people who organizing and helping not to destroy the entire cultural and education system in this country, for people to decide what their children should learn, when they should learn it, and why not learning it, whether it's our history or about books. And I am inspired that there are some people out there who are willing to take on a fight and work for this, whatever it is. Whatever the challenges are. Thank you for the question.
Thank you so much for your response. You are saying that you are inspired by those people who have that revolutionary attitude and would fight to ensure that their freedom remains as is. At this time, I thank everyone who responded to the questions in the table topic session. And I return control to our Toastmaster of the day. Let her feel welcome. Let's make her feel welcome.
Thank you, Rosemary Sweeney, for those wonderful questions and quotes. Thank you. Next, I would like our timer to give us a report on our timing for the different sections of the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster. For our timing, the club officer installation ceremony was 26 minutes and 42 seconds. Greg Scott's speech was 6 to 8 minutes, was 8 minutes and 18 seconds. Linda Patton's speech was 7 minutes, 15 seconds. For our table topics, Sandra Edwards spoke for 48 seconds. Dee Marie, 1 minute, 39 seconds. Cassandra, 1 minute, 11 seconds. Jim Dole, 1 minute and 46 seconds. And Judith Ferber, 1 minute and 58 seconds. I would say everyone was pretty much within limits, even though Sandra was just a little short there. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Carolyn. Now I'm going to turn it over to our president, distinguished Toastmaster Rosemary Sweeney, to give us the announcements and so forth.
Good evening again. As newly installed president, I do not have the information for our next two meetings. And here we do not have chocolate, so I will start asking you about fruits. But since it is our first time, I will call on our ever super duper distinguished Toastmaster, Cynthia, to take over this part of the meeting. Let's make her feel welcome.
Thank you. I just wanted to make an announcement that our district installation, we had our installation meeting tonight for our club, but for our district level, we're going to have that installation on Saturday. Saturday evening, it's going to be a gala event. It's actually hybrid, in person. They're serving dinner. And then if you're going to be on Zoom, you're on Zoom. And that's me. I'm on Zoom. And our area directors, including Carrie Kelly and Dee Marie, and our division directors, which is me for Division D, and also Keisha Kent. She's a division director in St. Louis, Missouri. Great. And our club growth director, Linda Patton, will be inducted in as for serving her term. And it's a really fun time to it's a really fun opportunity. And there's also going to be, they call it a toast and roast, but I hope it's mostly toast for DTM Carolyn Douglas for her year as our district director. And that's going to be on Saturday too. So that's going to be good. And then we're going to have makeup training for officers. If you missed the officer training, or if you just want to be an officer training, anyone is invited to come. And that is on Thursday, July 13 at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time. Those are our announcements. And next week is our afternoon session at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then the following week in 2 weeks, it's in the evening again at this time, 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. And did you want me to do the takeaways and chocolates? Or oh, Greg has an announcement. Great.
Not an announcement, not an announcement, just a question. On July 8th, so it'll be the officers installation and district awards.
Oh, I'm sorry, the 8th, not the 9th, the 8th.
Okay, so on the 8th, it's gonna be officers installation for the district.
Saturday the 8th.
Sunday the 9th.
No, it's Saturday the 8th. You're right.
Okay,
it's the 8th. Saturday the 8th.
So it'd be the officers installation and District 57 awards, right?
Right.
Okay, and I have them.
Crown and OATM and DTM.
And do you remember what time that starts? I guess I gotta go look and see if I can.
6 p.m.
On a
6
point
to
of
9, is that right?
On a point of order or point of empty, let us complete the meeting before the questions and answers so we can turn off the recording and then continue with the questions and answers.
Okay, but that's 6 to 9 p.m., right, Carolyn?
Yes,
On
that is
Saturday.
correct.
Okay.
Dinner will start at 6 o'clock. And after dinner, we will commence with the keynote speaker and the awards. And after that's done, we will commence with the installation of the new officers.
Great.
Our keynote speaker is International Director Louisa Davis, and our installer is past International Director Michael Natara.
Oh, he's past international
president.
president. Wow.
Past president.
Past International President Michael
Hey,
Natara.
You said director.
Did I? Oh, sorry.
3 levels above that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and DTM Rosemary, did you want me to do takeaways and chocolates or fruits, or are you going to do that?
You can do me the honors because next meeting it will be fruits.
Okay, I'll give you chocolates or fruits, whatever you want, or cheesecake, or or peach cobbler, which is a favorite of Isaac's. So our takeaways and treats or chocolates. First, we're going to start with our guest, Jim. Would you like to share what your takeaway is, what you learned, what you experienced? What you're taking away with you?
Okay, it's Jim. I was just going to say, I had a nice meeting and I muted myself and I thought I got punished because the meeting went away, and I'm glad to find out I wasn't the one that did it to myself.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, I have a club that meets normally on Monday night, but they took the night off. So what I probably will do is, if I know of anyone that wants to become a worldwide leader, I can invite them to your next meeting or future meeting. And I enjoyed the installation and the overall meeting. It was a nice experience, and it's either that or just watch TV. And I think this is a lot more interesting. Thank you very much.
Yes. And would you like a chocolate or or a treat of some sort, virtual?
I guess chocolate. I had an interview on the phone with Ghirardelli Chocolate, so maybe that's who I don't know if that's my favorite chocolate, but also C's chocolate. I think that was when I was growing up, that was popular too. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, here comes your C's and Ghirardelli chocolate. Here it comes. 1, 2,
Thank you.
3. Woo! All
Thank you.
right. And our guest, our past international director, Greg Scott. What are you taking away?
Well, first of all, the club was so gracious to ask me to conduct the installation. I appreciate that. It's always something to be asked and to support clubs. I got to know you folks a little bit better, and I think you have a wonderful leadership team that's stepping up to take in there. And I can see that you had a good leadership team this last year. So congratulations to all of you for being so positive and focused on making your club something exciting. And that I look around, looks like everybody feels like they belong. So I would say that you've got a good thing going here, and just don't change it. Keep it going and keep the excitement up. And just remember, recognition equals motivation. And thank you so kindly for accepting me to come to your meeting.
Great. And thank you for accepting. Beautiful. And would you like a treat? A virtual chocolate or peach cobbler?
Oh, I'm on a diet, so I'll pass.
No calories, no sugar, no guilt. Or you could have a wonderful piece of fruit.
I've got a bowl of cherries right here.
A bowl of cherries. Okay, we're going to add to those. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Life is just a bowl full of cherries. Great. And Judith.
Yes, Irma Bambeck, didn't she say that? The life is a bowl of cherries. Yes, it was great. In fact, I thought I would like to join in on the 13th since I am a secretary of a club, so maybe I could be part of that. This is something I actually have never done before. So I would go to that training. So just let me know when it is. And I
will send you the link. It's on District 57 website, but I'll send it to you, Judith, in your text.
That would be great.
We would love to have you. Yeah.
I did all other roles, but now I am a secretary. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Wonderful. Whoops.
Anyway. All right, so it was great here. It's was a nice meeting. It's always nice to see all of you here. And Isaac as well. And Greg certainly around. And so there it is. Oh, the chocolate. I mean, this is the best kind.
Would you like anything with your chocolate? Almonds?
No, I'll just have, our favorite Belgian chocolate. That would work.
Ooh, our Belgian dark chocolate. My favorite.
I love Belgian chocolate. So
me too.
Thank you.
Me too. Beautiful. And Denise, our newest member, would you like to share what you're taking away with you? Oh, you're on mute, dear. Oops. Uh-oh. I think she got, there she goes.
Done speaking. Okay. Hello, my name's Denise. I'm a new member. This is my second meeting as a member. I've jumped in for the last 9 months as a guest, Anna Marie Bonacore through Rosemary. I came on to see her, and was very impressed, I might say. The takeaway from today's meeting is really the power of joy and freedom, elevation, discovery. I wholeheartedly believe that education is powerful, and I'm grateful to be here. I'm learning so much. Humbled in the amount that I'm going to learn, and there you go. I could say more.
Great.
But
And you're jumping into pathways right away because on the 17th of July, you're giving your icebreaker.
I
Woohoo!
know, I'm excited.
So exciting. I love that you're jumping in with both feet. Would you like a
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say it was in 1990 that I was introduced to Toastmasters through my father sending me to a Dale Carnegie How to Win Friends and Influence People class. And that's the first time I heard of Toastmasters, and I've been wanting to join for a long time. And now, last week I really felt like I was ready. And in pulling that trigger in the ready, I realized how much I don't know. And it's exciting because there's so much to learn. So that's
There's
it.
So
Thank
much.
you. Yeah.
So much to learn. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Would you like a chocolate?
Yes, please. So this is a little hybrid of what you were talking about. I would like a chocolate covered dried apricot, please.
Ooh, a dried apricot covered with dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate. Go for the health. Yeah. A dark chocolate covered dried apricot. Woo! Woo! Enjoy.
Thank you.
And Isaac, would you like to share your takeaway?
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed the installation, and I thought it went really well. And I enjoyed the meeting, all the outgoing officers and the new ones coming in. So it was a great meeting. And as you may know, I have really been cutting back on my sweets. And as a result of that, I've been craving my two favorites. So would you please send me a hot peach cobbler with vanilla Swiss almond on top?
Wow. Ice cream?
Ice cream. Vanilla Swiss almond ice cream on top of a peach cobbler.
A la mode. I love it. And I'm going to send you my special peach cobbler made by the previous Division D director, Lola Pratt. She makes great peach cobbler with some ice cream on top. Here it comes. 1, 2, 3. Woo! And
there's always Miss Allen.
And thank you so much for serving as our Sergeant at Arms this last year. You have been amazing, amazing with Zoom. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Wonderful. And Rosalind, what are you taking away with you?
Well, taking away that I got to see all my lovely friends. I missed you on my vacation, and it's always great to be here because we get to learn so much from everyone. It was a beautiful meeting all in all. So thank you so much. Love the theme. Could have answered each one of those questions, but Rosemary didn't give me a chance. I was so bummed. And she looked right over me. I don't know what to say. But also I'm going to be coming up for that television show. So if there's anybody in Northern California, please, I'd love to see my friends up there since I'm a SoCal girl. I sent a bunch of people a message and I only heard from one, and a couple people said they're kind of sick and won't make it. So if you're in the Northern California and you'd like to see me, let me know. Send me a message. Thank you.
Great. And make sure to put it in our WhatsApp group too.
Yeah, I did. I'll put it in again. Thanks.
Okay, great. And what kind of treat would you like?
I already ate mine. I have some Rocky Mountain chocolate, and I think the one I ate already when I got up and turned off the light, it had a little bit of caramel in it and some chocolate. It's good. I cheated. I had it in advance of your calling me, so.
Want some more virtually? It won't add to your hips or anything.
Oh, good. How about some white chocolate?
Ooh, with anything in it?
Caramel.
Caramel and white chocolate. Ooh, here it comes. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Great, great. And Dee Marie, what are you taking away with you? Our VP of Pathways.
I've got my work cut out for me this year. That's what I'm taking away. And it is truly going to be a year of discovery, okay? Because I have to get together with Cassandra and you and come up with a protocol that's going to help the members to understand pathways better. And once they realize the value of it, I think that will go a long way in helping them to get on board. And we're going to work to make that happen.
Great. Wonderful. And what treat would you like?
My traditional, just dark chocolate.
Ooh, pure dark chocolate coming your way. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
That is great because the last time you did that, you bruised my finger, but this time I got it.
Good catch. And Dr. Nadine James, what do you take? Our wonderful Toastmaster of the day. You were awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, what I am taking away, that this club is awesome. I'm taking away the training that we got. I would say training that we got from Greg.
Yes.
From Linda was exceptional.
Yes.
And what I appreciate is that they gave suggestions. I'm also taking away that I have an awesome team of people that I've been working with this year. And as Dee Marie said, she has to meet with Cassandra and you and Rosemary. And I'd like to be a part of that meeting because I have some ideas too. As I was listening, some things were coming to me. So I'm excited. What I'm taking away as well is that I'm excited about working with the team to maintain our president's distinguished status, as well as growing the club. Not just having the members join, but sustaining membership.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I am taking away that the sky's the limit, because when I listen to Scott's introduction and Linda's introduction, I'm like, what?
Yes. Yes. Skyrocket.
Yeah. And I'm also taking away that when I'm the Toastmaster of the day, it is my meeting and I can, interject, not feel intimidated by interjecting. So that's my takeaways for today. Thank you all so much.
Wonderful. And what treat would you like?
I'm going to go for something with, I'm going to go for a mixture of chocolate with fruit. And then chocolate with fruit. Yes, with fruit on the inside.
Blueberries or cherries?
So I want truffle. Is that with truffle?
Truffle?
Yes.
Truffles with dark chocolate on the outside?
Dark is fine.
Whoa. There it comes. Yum. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Thank you.
Beautiful. And a couple more. Cassandra, what are you taking away with you?
I am taking away that this was an exceptional meeting. I'm taking away that we had some great speakers with great information. I want to thank both of our speakers for just giving us some food for thought, sharing that great information. Please come back. Always, you're welcome to give suggestions, be in our meetings with us, providing that more information. That's great. Well, always be calling on you, share some more information. It was just a wonderful gathering of people just sharing ideas. So once again, thank you. It was joyful. I'm looking forward to the year. Again, we have a wonderful group of people coming together, sharing of ideas, and we will maintain our status or even exceed that. So we're looking forward to it. And thank you again.
Beautiful, beautiful. And what treat would you like?
Maybe a brownie with ice cream. How about vanilla, French vanilla ice cream?
With French vanilla ice cream. And I have a very special brownie. It's from Specialties and it has little crispy parts on the outside and there's chocolate chips inside. A la mode with French vanilla.
That sounds good. I'll take it.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Enjoy. You're welcome. Enjoy. And Carolyn, what are you taking away with you?
I think I would like to leave some wisdom. It's important to remember that having served in a particular role, it's now time to make yourself available to mentor the next person that is coming behind you, and to be open to share as much as you can possibly share, and to be mindful and respectful of that role and who's doing it, because we should not assume that everybody knows everything about everything. We should be open to mentor and we should be open to assist, but we should also be open to take a step back when we see this person is really able to do that role. So I really appreciate all of the wisdom that Greg shared with us in terms of what are the roles, what are, hear this word, what are the expectations of you fulfilling the role. Don't step away from them. Dee Marie said there's an opportunity. Don't shy away from the opportunity. Lean in and go toward it. You'll benefit from it. And then last thing, Greg is his fingers from that ice cream sandwich that had vanilla and chocolate wafer around it.
If I had seen that before I got my treat, that is what I would have asked for. Throw me what he's having, okay?
I'll take one of his. Awesome. Awesome. And do you want one of those, Carolyn?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so it's an ice cream sandwich with chocolate on the outside and vanilla and
nice chocolate wafer on the outside. And
whoa,
you know, this was better than it was nice and thick. That was a good one.
Nice and thick.
Wasn't a skinny little sandwich. That was a good one.
A robust ice cream sandwich with chocolate wafer on the outside and yummy vanilla ice cream on the inside. Here it comes. It's drippy. Be careful. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
I received it. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. And we're going to go back to Rosemary. Is she still, did I see her? Rosemary?
Yes.
Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. I was right over. I'm going to head it back to you, but first I want to hear your takeaway and give you a treat.
Oh, my takeaway was, it is so uncanny how two people can probably have the same thought and so far away. Because what I was thinking of was us at our executive meeting getting together and ensuring that we reach out to all our members who we are not seeing and ensuring that we stay within or with our members who we have today, not getting new members and leave it. And then I heard distinguished Toastmaster Greg talking about that. Another thing I was saying, we normally have educational sessions like these, but one idea I had was for us to have a special meeting where before we meet, we find out our shortcomings of our members, have a meeting where we go into separate rooms, because sometimes people do not want others to know where their shortcomings are. They feel a little off. So have someone who can do, let us say, operate Zoom timing lights in a room with another person and let them go one-on-one and have a short exercise as to how to do what they do not know to do instead of in the whole group. And then I heard him coming and giving the 10 points and just repeating what I had in mind. So I was saying, oh, that is something else, because that's what I was thinking of shortly. And all our speakers, I love the theme of Dr. Nadine this evening, and I am happy that everyone accepted their position and their role. So I know this year we are going to have an awesome team and awesome meetings.
Awesome. And we're supposed to have an executive meeting on Friday, but I heard from Michelle today that she's having a lot of trouble with the internet because she's in La Pine, Oregon. So we're going to talk with her and see if maybe she can have it, because she's our secretary, needs to take the minutes and everything, if we can have it when she comes back. So I'm going to talk with her tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll figure that out. But we usually have it at 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Pacific time on the first Friday, but it might have to be the second or third Friday. Because she's having some internet problems and it's really hard for her to join. That's why she wasn't able to be here tonight, but she was the only officer missing. So that was really awesome. Great. And so we're going to close up the meeting now. Oh, you can eat your treat. What treat would you like?
I will take what the two previous people took. I know the same. I want to taste, because when I saw that, I was like, whoa.
Okay. And your doggy needs a treat too. He's a doggy Toastmaster. So that ice cream sandwich with the chocolate wafer and the melty ice cream. Here it comes. 1, 2, 3. Woo! And we have to give the doggy a treat. What would he like?
Not chocolate.
Not chocolate. Not chocolate. Maybe liver.
He already had his treat tonight. He had a green stick, so he's happy.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And we're just gonna go over the roles for next week. We're all checked in full for July 10th. That's next week. And everybody is good. Needs to go on to Free Toast and accept their role and make sure that they have all their information in if they're speaking. And then the 17th, we have just a few roles taken. Oh, and we have a special table topics person from Sweden next week on the 10th. And then the 17th, we have, I think there's one speaking role available. The 17th is at this time slot, 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific time. So I think there's one speaking role available, and there's quite a few other roles. Carrie Kelly is going to be our table topics master, but I think we need a Toastmaster and a general evaluator. So if anybody can do that, let us know. Okay. And anything you want to add there, Cassandra?
No, we're good.
We're good. We're good. Okay, we'll follow up with the WhatsApp and make sure to visit Free Toast Host. And all of the agendas are available all the way through the end of December. Our last meeting is December 11th in the afternoon, and that's our holiday party. Woohoo! Okay, great. So we're 5 minutes early, and I'm going to say bid you adieu and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And we'll see you next Monday in the afternoon of California time, 10:30 a.m. to 1.